What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. Hope everybody having an awesome day, morning, afternoon, even night. It don't matter. Whatever time you watching this video, baby. All gas, no brakes. So let's get to it. Guys, I want to discuss or talk about some of the misconceptions about EA Sports College Football 25 and try my best to clear the air of misinformation and provide a little bit more clarity on some things, guys, because anytime news comes out, things can get misconstrued, things can get confused, and things can get mixed up. So without further ado, guys, we want to start with the wear and tear system. Okay, a lot of people, or some people, I can't say a lot, there are people out there who are strongly against the wear and tear system. They feel like that any hit that their player takes is gonna injure them and put them out the game. And this is going to be a revolving door. Now, guys, the wear and tear system doesn't actually operate that way. Okay, it's not fatigue. Wear and tear and fatigue are two different things. Your player can still get fatigued, yes, but wear and tear is a system set up through the physics engine in the game to where if you continually, consistently take big time hits, or even get hit big in the right place, it's going to cause, let's say, wear and tear damage. Does that make sense? Think about it as this. There's a difference between being injured and being banged up. Does that make sense? Wear and tear is more like being banged up. Your quarterback, he can get hit. He can take sacks. And yeah, it's going to affect him, but you're not looking at it hurting him every time he takes a big hit. Does that make sense? If your quarterback is in the game, all right, and let's say he take a big hit to his throwing arm. Wear and tear is basically more of a stat reflector, okay? It's not so much that your players are going to be getting hurt left and right. It's just they're going to be taking hits to their ratings or to their attributes, and it's not going to be anything significant. It's not like if you have a 95 throw power and you take a big hit to your throwing arm that you're going to drop down to a 75. No, I mean it may drop to like a 85 or a 90 or something to that degree, guys. It's more of a what do you call it? It's more of a ratings deal more than it is a hey, this is injury. Now, if you abuse wear and tear, if you continually just get hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, and you ignore the wear and tear system telling you like, hey, he can't keep taking hits like this, then yeah, eventually it can lead to injury. But guys, even in the game, an injury can happen at any point in time. It's not to say that, oh, this is an indicator of when an injury is about to happen. No, it's more ratings driven. Okay, it's more of a ratings adjuster, and it's realistic. If you got a big time running back and he keeps getting hit in the legs, he's not going to be as fast. He's not going to be as agile. He's not going to be able to plan and cut so much later on in the game. And while people may fear this system, understand, guys, that if you're doing a play now game, I don't think you're really going to see the true effects of the wear and tear in a game. You will slightly, but not as much as people who play in dynasty mode. And the reason why is because in dynasty mode, guys, you're going to be managing players, and it's realistic to the game of football that you're going to need to be rotating guys in and out so that they don't get wear and tear buildup. Understand that at the end of the season, I don't care who you are, every college team is going to be beat up. You're going to have bumps and bruises. Does that make sense? That's what wear and tear is. It's not so much about injuries. It's not about that. Well, it can lead to it. Don't get me wrong. Can't say that it has nothing to do with it. But it's not tied so much to, oh, if he gets hit and he's in the red, he's 100% going to get hurt. No, it can happen at any point in time. And it's more based on your stats and attributes, if that makes sense. Okay, it's about being bruised and battered rather than, oh, I'm hurt, I can't play, he's out kind of deal. And if a guy takes a big hit in the game, he might come out for a play or two. That is realistic to football, guys. At the end of the day, this is a simulation football game. All right. Next up is Road to Glory. I have been seeing so many people talking, and I think I did at first myself, kind of get the impression when people talked about 10 to 20 hour story mode, and we're thinking it's cutscenes and things like that, guys. You are going to be able to play out your full college football seasons. Okay, every year at the end of the year, you're going to be able to even transfer if you want to. You're going to get to build coach trust. You're going to get to be able to build your brand and things like that. The whole 10 to 20 hour deal is more or less saying not so much that the mode takes that long, but that it's not a very long mode, if you will. Like, the game does a good job of putting you into the action and getting you playing. So it's not don't think like a long shot. Okay, that's a perfect example. It's not anything like that where there's just a ton of cutscene type deals and things like that. There may be some, like a cell phone kind of interaction, the brand deal interactions and things like that. But I'm thinking the 10 to 20 hours is more relating to the time spent off of the field in totality, if that makes sense. Because heck, your game's 5-minute quarters. I mean, it just depends. It could simulate it if you're not on the field or whatever. But Road to Glory is not a story mode. And I put that in quotes because that's the impression that a lot of people are putting out there. But speaking with people who have played the game, it's not like, or who have seen the presentation, because they didn't get to play Road to Glory. They saw the presentation. It's not a story mode like that. And I don't know why people are continually saying that after that information has already been corrected. All right. So next up is recruiting. Guys, we talked about this in a past video with recruiting. And guys, the way that these recruits are going to remember you is you do have to be in like their top 3 or something to that effect. So the whole exploit that I talked about in the other video, that's sort of debunked, because if you're a low class school, you're not going to get into a 5-star recruit's top 5, if that makes sense. So they actually did put safety measures in there to really keep these smaller schools from landing these 4- and 5-star recruits. Now, after they're in the transfer portal, I don't know. It could be fair game. They could still be looking for some of the same things. Who knows how that works? We'll see when it comes out. Playbooks. Guys, there are 134 teams in this game, and there are 134 different playbooks to suit every team. And then on top of that, there's additional scheme-based playbooks, like your run and shoot, your veer and shoot, your spread, your pro, your option. Does that make sense? And I really like that availability, because hey, maybe I want to run a set scheme as opposed to Texas's playbook or Arkansas's playbook. Does that make sense? Also, the playbooks are fully customizable. You can put the formations in there that you want. Now, in past games, you couldn't just put a load of formations and plays in there. But with this game being only on next gen, I really think that you'll have a lot more flexibility as to the number, formations, and sets that you put into your playbook. And this goes for both offensive and defensive playbooks. And understand that the nickel and dime are more package-based in the defensive playbooks, and those other things are more scheme-based, okay? So, lastly, editing players. This is a biggie. Now, what we don't know is, are you going to be able to create a player and put them into your dynasty mode? Because, guys, if we can, I do that every single year. Quinn Ewers, I love you to death, big dog. But if I can create myself a quarterback for the University of Texas, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be the starting quarterback, or maybe starting running back. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe starting DB. Who knows? I'm creating myself in the game if we're able to. But understand that the people who have opted in to be in the game, you won't be able to edit their name. You probably won't be able to edit their physical attributes. I think, or from what everybody's understanding, is what you'll be able to edit is their equipment. I don't even think you'll be able to edit their ratings. That's possible, but I don't know. That's yet to be seen. Now, as far as the players that are not in the game, you'll have more freedom in editing. But and this is the most complex thing. They say, like, the players that opted out, you won't be able to create them. And that's weird, because we know that you can't create a prospect, but you can edit players. So I don't know if they have a system put in place to where you can't edit like Arch Manning into the game. Maybe the game recognizes Arch Manning or Archie Manning or something, and it's going to kick it out. I have no clue how that's going to work. If I had to guess, I would say that even the non-generic players, you're not going to be able to edit their names, but you'll probably be able to edit their ratings, their physical attributes, and equipment. But the game may just keep you from editing names. That way you can't put a certain player in the game, which goes back to my earlier sentiment where Are we even going to be able to create a player, period? Because it's just a lot of gray area there. If we can we know we can create a character for Road to Glory. Okay. So I don't know. I'm wondering how that's going to work out. And honestly, guys, I truly just don't care. I know some of y'all out there do, and that's why we talking about it. But I don't really care. I don't care if Archie Manning's in the game because, like I said, if we can create a player, I'm going to be the starting quarterback for the University of Texas. You get what I'm saying? So, guys, the next presentation or the next deep dive is supposed to be covering presentation. I would imagine the Road to Glory stuff would be next. If we're looking at the lineup on the website, Road to Glory and Dynasty should be after that. I haven't heard word of a demo. I haven't heard word of a beta. So, you know, that sucks, but it is what it is. We are looking at almost a month away from the release, and I'm talking about the 3-day early release of the game. Can't wait to bring y'all that content, man. I got the playbook series coming on later today. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. What are you most excited about in this game? Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching, and peace.